guys, welcome back to Tigera Gitana. My name is Abby, and today I wanted to make a video on how to practice self-love and self-care. I wanted to make this video because we're still under this like solar eclipse energy in Cancer, and we're about to head into Leo season. And I'm gonna make the video of the mantra, motto, and energy for Leo soon, but I wanted to talk about this because when you're getting and you're working with Leo energy, it really, the focus on you comes out, and it highlights your ego during the season. It highlights how you take care of yourself, your insecurities, and since Leo energy is like very much like, I just want to be me, I just want to expand and just do all the fun things, your self-care becomes kind of like, there's a little light on it, like, oh, actually a really big light on it, the sun is on that, and it becomes just really apparent of what habits are like, how you feel about yourself, physically, spiritually, whatever the case may be. It becomes very obvious of your like mental habits, your mental breakdowns, how you mentally break down your own behavior, whether toxic or not, and whether it's healthy or not. There's like a lot of things that are at play when it comes to it, and so it's kind of important to go into these seasons openly. And I know that insecurities is something that a lot of people struggle with, but the answer to it is self-care. And throughout the astrological year, you have opportunities to address insecurities, to address, to heal yourself within certain aspects, so that you can be stronger in them. There are signs that are more, can fall very deeply into kind of breaking themselves apart, Leo included as well, as much as their energy is very much vibrant and like fun. There is the shadow version of a Leo as well, but the reason why I'm talking about this is because we're about to head into the season. We have so many planets in retrograde, and we're in the energy of this solar eclipse in Cancer, and it's very much, for me, a focus on self-care, self-love. And a lot of people really do struggle with this, but it's not necessarily hard to do, and that's something that like always confused me when people when I would speak to people and they would tell me about stuff that they were struggling with or whatnot, whatever the case was, and they would kind of say like stories, or they would be like hesitant to try stuff, or like I'll be out with a group of friends, and then there'll be like the one friend that's like very like not, and then it's always weird because I've always been very observant of other people's behavior. I have a dominant Scorpio placement, so I am very much like a Hulk, absurd, like just watching people, as far as like I can pick up on very subtle mannerisms. I can pick up on pretty much anything, actually. And so I'll notice and I'll just be like, okay, that's kind of off, and then I'll process it, and I'll see that while that person is like choosing to not kind of open up or like be a part of whatever's happening, they are in the same moment choosing to judge themselves for not taking part in whatever it is that's going on. And it's always really weird to me how that is, because there is like, there are levels to things. There's shyness levels, there's like insecurities, and I understand that. But at the same time, there are moments in life that will traumatize you just because you didn't do anything within that moment. And then, so we built upon all this regret throughout time, and it becomes a very toxic thing because there's always stuff that we have to be like, kind of having them in our minds, like that always kind of plays back, like, oh man, that time that this happened, and it becomes like a very haunting experience of moments where we should have allowed an experience to happen, or moments where we should have put ourselves first in a situation, moments where we should have spoke up about something. That one happens a lot. There's always like a regret of words, especially because, I mean, if you're looking at your chart and you're looking at your Mercury placement or your third house placement of communication, it really, depending on what sign it's in, there'll always be a time where you'll kind of pull back and be like, wait, I could have said that better. Virgo, third house and Virgo would do this, as well as Mercury and Virgo. There will be like, I could have said that better. If it comes up again, I'll address it this way because this is the way I processed it, or whatnot. There's always like something that kind of haunts you. If you are heavy mercurial rules, then that's kind of something that also happens. But if you are also a cardinal sign, that's something that also happens, because you'll be hung up on opportunities and things that you could have moved on that you didn't, which is a huge, it's a huge problem for cardinal signs as well, if they don't move on something, because that's the energy that we have anyway. So it's going against our own nature, so it becomes a haunting. So when it comes to what we believe inside and then what we project outside, in regards to self-care, when we are not balanced in both levels, and we feel all these things inside, but then outside we're projecting something else, or we're projecting it accurately, but we're not seeing exactly how we're projecting it, or like seeing how our actions of what we're projecting is not good, and then we victimize ourselves and within situations and things like that. When it comes to self-care, and kind of having to break that down, because self-care is not always, oh, I'm gonna put a face mask on and call it a day. Sometimes self-care really has to do with sitting with yourself and pulling back and saying, okay, how can I feel better with myself about this? Sometimes you have to literally pull yourself back and learn the lesson within whatever that thing that's haunting you with. And sometimes it's not always like take a bath. It's not always like go shopping. It's not always about the materialistic aspects of it. Sometimes practicing self-care has to do with addressing what our demons are, what our shadow side is, like the things that haunt us, and why we allow them to continue to haunt us. And it's important to go back and address them, and that's going to be a pretty big theme during this retrograde season that we're currently in. So keep a good lookout for that. Also, with this Leo energy coming in with the sun, it will be focusing on our ego. So let us take this time to heal our ego versus kind of being egotistical about it and just focusing on the physical materialistic form of what Leo energy does, and not focusing on the joy that is supposed to be Leo energy, and the happiness and the vibrancy that is supposed to be Leo energy. I would say practicing self-care and self-love really has to do with being completely honest with yourself. And sometimes that does mean, hey, you want to take a bath, and you want to, drink more water, you want to go work out more, you want to have some time to yourself, you want to dedicate one day of the week to yourself. There's many ways to practice it. But sometimes it also means that you need to go and address that voice that's haunting you, so that you in your mind space can heal yourself from this, because healing is self-care, is self-love. When you allow yourself to heal from something, you are practicing self-care and self-love. So yeah, that was my message for this video. I will see you guys I'm probably gonna make a couple more videos this week, but I will see you guys next week as well for the weekly sacral chakra video, the tarot video that we do every week. And yeah, if you guys want to follow me, all my links will be down below. Also the link to the solar eclipse, no, I'm sorry, lunar eclipse in Aquarius. I'm still in the solar eclipse energy. Lunar eclipse in Aquarius free workshop, free online workshop will be down below. There's free tickets if you guys want to take part and be a part of it. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be there's gonna be a 30-minute meditation and some other really cool stuff that I'm excited about. So yeah, you can sign up in the link below, and all my links and stuff will be down below as well. Okay, have a good week, and